In a recent video, you may have heard me heaping scorn on another YouTuber for saying so vaguely, without any clear reason, without any scientific rationale, that veganism is a diet that works for some people, but not for everyone. And I think at a minimum, we need to have some clarity on what that allegation really means. Now, on the other hand, if you talk to vegans, experienced vegans, knowledgeable vegans, none of them will claim that veganism works for everyone. All of us have known somebody either with an extremely bizarre health condition or living in extremely bizarre circumstances who couldn't be vegan. It happens. It happens. But what do you mean when you say veganism doesn't work for everyone, and how does that justify you eating a hamburger, right? I knew a girl, and I want to tell you this. I met this girl. I was into her. She's cute. She seems smart. I was living in the capital city of Laos at the time. She's a Canadian citizen. She's from Canada. I wasn't in love with her. I didn't have a crush on her. I just thought, oh, she's an option. All right? So I sent her a couple of emails talking about stuff. And I think in the first email, I said, yeah, hey, so when are we going to meet up, have coffee, have mocktails, whatever. And we had a couple other emails talking. And then the last email was, look, when you want to meet up for coffee, let me know. But that's it. I'm done with the chit-chat. Okay? So then months go by. And we're living in the capital city of Laos. Small town. And she never makes an effort to phone me. She never sends me an email. Nothing. And no offense, if you were interested in an English-speaking man who was not an alcoholic, not a drug addict, didn't sleep with prostitutes, your options in the capital city of Laos at that time were goddamn few. All right? So I know this girl is one of my few options, and I'm one of her few options, and I don't want to fucking waste time. I don't lie to women in my life. I don't lie to myself. It is what it fucking is. Okay? I sent you an email asking if you want to go for coffee. You didn't reply, so I'm going to keep it moving. All right? And I'll always remember, I was walking down the street, and she just grabbed me by the arm. She was actually in a bar, and she came out. The bar had like a patio, and she grabbed me by the arm as I was going past. And she was like, oh, hey, I wanted to meet up with you. I wanted to go for cocktails or whatever. She said some shit. I remember she used the word cocktails a couple times in this interaction. And my reaction was along the lines of, and she was really talking to me in this excited way, and she got a call on her cell phone. And so she answered her cell phone, like in the middle. She's talking to me about how she wants to take me out for cocktails. And then she just stops talking to me and answers her cell phone. And I keep walking. And she ran a couple steps and grabbed my arm again. It's like, okay, come on. We're both adults here, okay? So eventually I do go on some kind of a semi-date with this young woman, a non-date. And my expectations are already negative on the prospects of this relationship. But whatever. Small town. I'm busy. I'm doing research. I'm applying for jobs in the humanitarian sector at that time. I'm studying at least 2 languages, maybe 3 languages. I'm busy. And I remember on the first date, of course, my diet comes up. And the fact that I don't drink alcohol had come up before that. And she invited me over to her house to make pancakes. This is very memorable. She said that she made great banana pancakes. And she had a house, not an apartment. She was going to invite me over to her house for breakfast to have banana pancakes. So maybe that's a little bit romantic, maybe not. And I said to her, look, if the banana pancakes have eggs in them, I'm sorry, I'm not going to do it. If you're using chicken eggs, I can't do that. So the first semi-date or non-date, we sit down. She has the world's most tragic fucking allergy from the perspective of a vegan. She can't eat soybeans. She can't eat peanuts. She can't eat lentils. She cannot eat any bean of any kind. She can't eat any legume of any kind. And she also, as I recall, couldn't eat things like peanuts. All right? If she does, and this had happened to her, if invisibly they use lentil flour in a recipe, which they often do in Indian cuisine. She goes to an Indian restaurant and they invisibly use lentil flour. Here's what happens. Her heart stops beating, she falls out of her chair onto the floor, and she dies. She dies unless someone takes a syringe and directly injects the correct chemical into her heart to start her heart beating again. So I believe that is called anaphylactic shock. All right? It's an injection through the rib cage into the heart. She's good looking. Good looking girl. Sexy. I said to her on the first date, straight to her face, "You're cute. I'm not quitting beans for you." It is really hard to imagine any woman, if you're a vegan, any woman whom you would quit eating beans for. It's such a huge part of the vegan diet, right? Your source of protein, blah, 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 right? She was cute. She was. Nervous. A girl of a nervous disposition. I don't like that. So look, for completely different, she didn't give up at that point. We had a couple more little encounters, blah, blah, blah. For other reasons, we drifted apart. Let's put it that way. For other reasons, we decided to take separate roads in life, and I have never regretted it. But that was the most bizarre flirtation or like non-dating situation, because it's like I'm sitting there looking at her, and it's like, if I'm in a relationship with this woman, I am going to be eating food on a daily basis that she regards as poison. And she, at the same time, is going to be eating foods on a daily basis that I regard as murder. What a fucking great couple we'd be. Look, my point is, there are people for whom veganism can't work or can barely work or is inordinately difficult. They are, I really think, 1 in a million. I think her health condition must be unbelievably rare, and I think most people born with this condition must be dead. I mean, this must kill a significant percentage of people who don't get diagnosed. They eat something with a legume in it, and they drop dead on the spot. Unbelievable. Amazing health problem, all right? Does veganism work for everyone? No. Is it easy for everyone? No. Is it morally correct for everyone? Yes. And that's why, I do have sympathy for the reducitarians. I have sympathy for the reducitarians who look at veganism and see that veganism is correct, even though they don't live up to the standard. It's very hard for me to deal with a reducitarian who says the opposite, who says that veganism is somehow immoral and that reducitarianism is better. That is insane to me. And we all got to get along. Those people, whether there are 100 of them or 1,000 of them, they've all got to live in a society together with us, and we got to have compassion for all the bizarre and murky contradictions in life. But what does not make sense, logically, ethically, morally, in any other sense, what doesn't make sense is for you watching this video to hear this anecdote I told about a cute Canadian chick I tried to date when I was living in Laos. For you to hear this video and say, "Oh, this girl can't be vegan. Here's an example of someone who cannot be vegan. Therefore, veganism doesn't work for everyone. Therefore, veganism is exclusive, elitist, a privilege. Therefore, it's okay for me and you and everyone else to just go to McDonald's, to just eat meat, to just go over to your grandmother's house and eat whatever food she's prepared for you and not question it. Therefore, factory farming is not a moral obscenity. Therefore, the pollution of our rivers and lakes and oceans doesn't matter because some people have extraordinary health problems or live in extraordinary circumstances where they can't be vegan." You know what? I want you to come to the opposite conclusion. I want you to think, hey, she can't be vegan. I'm going to be vegan for her. I'm going to be vegan for the animals, yes. But you know what? I'm also going to be vegan for all the people who can't be.